Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Evil Bong. The reason I chose to watch this movie and review it is because 420 is right around the corner. So I thought, hey, might as well get festive with it. Watch a little stoner film. And this is going to sound like I'm a poser or I'm just a fake individual, but I don't even smoke marinara these days. Like back in the day when I was a youngster, I did. But I mean, I still enjoy stoner movies. I still get festive with it. Close to 420. So I mean, there's some stoner movies are some of my favorite movies ever. I think I've mentioned this in other reviews, but Grandma's Boy. Shit, I got Grandma's Boy on repeat, son. I'm watching Grandma's Boy on the reg. I've seen that movie like 1 trillion times. And then like How High, classic. You know what I mean? So, I mean, just because I don't smoke marinara anymore, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna enjoy stoner comedies. This one cat that I knew, he was like, it was like a couple years ago, so he was like the age I am now, and he's like, yeah, I can't watch those movies anymore. I just watch like documentaries. Like he like grew out of like stoner comedies, and that just like it made me really sad. I'm like, I hope that doesn't happen to me. I hope I don't like grow out of like slasher movies or whatever. Like some people they get like a little bit older and they're like, that's that's just silly. I want to watch more meaningful entertainment. I watch documentaries, but like I only watch like behind the scenes documentaries for movies, which yeah, that seems like, hey, why don't you watch some meaningful stuff? But I like if I'm searching for entertainment, I like fun stuff. Like I'm not trying to, you know, have something real. I'm not trying to get into something serious. I mean, there's already crazy stuff going on. Like when it comes to entertainment, I like escapist entertainment, like fun, feel good stuff, like fantasy stuff. Like that's what I'm into. I mean, you turn on the news, there's already enough crazy stuff, so I don't need to see like a crazy documentary. But speaking of documentaries that I watched recently, because this is kind of related to the movie. I'll talk about the movie eventually. I know I'm just kind of rambling here, but so Bill Moseley makes a cameo in this. Speaking of documentaries, I wanted to give this documentary a shout out. It's one that I recently watched. It's called In Search of All American Massacre, and it was so solid. So if you all don't know, I feel like people know about this. For the most part, I didn't even know about it until like recently when I found out about the documentary. So there's like this unmade Texas Chainsaw sequel. I think it's more of like a spin-off. It's made by Toby Hooper's son, and Chop Top is like one of the main characters. They bring Chop Top back, and Bill Moseley is in like part of it. He's like old Chop Top in scenes where he's like Chop Top's in prison, and then there's like a young Chop Top played by someone else. And yeah, there's a whole documentary about it. It never came out. It's never been released. It seems cool. It seems like super low budget, and like I think they just they made like sets in someone's backyard. Like it seems super low budget, but I'd be into it. Like Chop Top is one of the best characters in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, so I don't think it'll ever come out ever. But if it did come out, your boy would see that just right away. But yeah, the documentary right now, it's free on Tubi. I think it might be on YouTube as well, but it's definitely free on Tubi. It's called In Search of All American Massacre. If you're a fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series, check it out. Anyways, I've been rambling for long enough. I'm gonna get into the movie. So these Evil Bong movies, I've seen them all before. This is like the only Full Moon franchise where I've seen all of them. I don't know why I watched them all, but I mean, I was just like, hey, let me just. I watched the first one. I'm like, let me just complete the the franchise, and I like them because they're short. Like a lot of time, that's like a lot of the time I'm just looking for like short movies to watch. Like I don't feel like watching a whole 2 hour thing. Like I'm trying to go to bed at a reasonable hour, so it's like a lot of these movies are like 80 minutes or 1 hour, which is cool. You know, it's just like if you have an hour, it's just, you know, something fun to watch. I think these movies overall are fun, but they're not like as good as, you know, like the most famous stoner comedies. They're not like as good as Grandma's Boy or How High or like Super Troopers. They're not on that level, but they're fun enough, you know, fun little low budget stoner horror movies. So yeah, this first one I enjoy. I don't think, you know, it's the best thing ever. I mean, there a lot of parts drag and are boring, but it's 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 fun enough. I think I have a good time with it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna get into a little plot summary. So you got this group of guys. They're living in a house together. The main guy, Larnell, he dropped out of law school, and then the other guy, he was Brett. He was playing baseball, and I don't know if he had a scholarship or not, but he got kicked off the team for, you know, smoking too much ganja. And then there's this other guy, Bachman. He's just like a bro dude. He's like, whoa, bro, like, you know, like that. He's pretty sick. And then you got this dude, Alistair, moves in. He's just, you know, stereotypical nerd. He's got his hair like parted in the middle. Every time he talks, he just, you know, they have to like write, like the way they write his dialogue, he has to use like the biggest words to say the simplest stuff, which like is, I mean, kind of makes him seem like dumb, but he's supposed to be smart. I don't know, but you know what I mean? Like it's like you could have just said that with 3 words. Like you're not saying it, like my boy. Like what are you saying? Like you're not saying anything. But I get it for the character. He's a stereotypical nerd. He's rocking like short sleeve polos tucked in. So you know how it goes. But anyways, Alistair moves in. He doesn't smoke. Larnell orders this bong. The bong has magical powers. When the friends smoke it, they get sucked into this bong world, which is pretty much just like a strip club with these like demonic chicks, and they get sucked into there and they get killed, and then they're dead, and then the last people who are left, Alistair and this girl Janet, she gets sucked in, so then Alistair goes in, and he doesn't even smoke, but he goes in to like save her and save his friends. And then Tommy Chong comes through. He had the Evil Bong before, and he's trying to destroy it, so he you know, gets sucked in, and he has to try to like destroy it from within. So that is the overall plot. The first thing I want to talk about is there's a lot of cool cameos. Like I said, you got Bill Moseley, Chop Top from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Always cool to see him and stuff. You got Tim Thomerson, who was in Trancers. I like Trancers. That's a solid movie. Cool to see him. He was playing, you know, Jack Death, and he's like looking for a light. He's like got a cigarette in his mouth. He's badass always. So cool to see him. You got Tommy Chong. It's always cool to see him and stuff. And then you got the Ginger Dead Man comes through. He has some funny lines. He's talking about like, I'm about to cream or whatever when he's in the strip club. So that was pretty darn fun. And then one thing that I like about this is I like the 3 main guys. Wait, no, four main guys. I like the 4 main guys. They have like a good chemistry. They're like total stereotypes, but they're fun. I don't know. They're likable characters. And like I said, I've seen all these. They're only in the first 3, and Alistair's played by a different actor in part 2 and 3. So I like this actor for Alistair the best. He's the best one. And I like these characters. Like I said, they're only in the first three movies, and then like Larnell is in the rest, but he's not in like the later ones. But the ones where like they're all together are fun. So you know, like I said, they have good chemistry. They play off each other well. So it's cool to see them all in the same movie. Because after seeing the later entries where they're not in it, it's like the ones where they're in it are a little bit better for the most part. Um, and then yeah, this something else that I like about this is the story is super simple. Like I said, I've seen all the sequels. In the sequels, they just get weird with it. I mean, it's already a weird concept, but they just get like super weird with it. There's all these random characters. They just like keep adding all these crazy elements. It just gets too crazy, and it's like so far removed from just like the simple premise of the original. So like this one's just simple, it's straightforward. I like that. Um, the theme song in the beginning, like the title credit theme song, is awesome. It's in most of these. I always love hearing it. Like I would just listen to it if I wasn't even watching the movie. I would like throw it on, you know, in like a playlist or something. It's like a solid song, just like a chill song. So always cool to see that, to hear that theme song. Um, this movie had the funniest transitions. It's like these like weed transitions. I don't know what you call it, like a wipe. I forgot what the transition is, but they're just these like CGI weed transitions, and they look terrible, but in a funny way. So I absolutely love that. I'm just like, what the heck is going on here? Um, but you know, if it fits the theme, and I mean, they don't have the biggest budget to work with, so what are you gonna do? CGI weed transition, you know, it's a staple of the franchise at this point. And then just a couple of things that I'm gonna touch on, and then I'm just gonna wrap things up. So I thought it was like interesting that Larnell, he's a law school dropout, like, so he's like a slacker, but kind of not a slacker, because I mean, he had to like be pre-law, and he graduated with like a bachelor's, and he must have got good enough grades to get into law school. Like, why didn't they just make him like a college dropout? Like, he's a law school dropout, like, so it's like he's a slacker, but it's like, but then if like you think about it, it's like, well, he was actually like pretty darn ambitious back in the day, but then maybe that's why they set that up, because it's like he kind of like fell from grace. Like, he was like super ambitious, had a lot of good things going on, and then he just like totally flipped the script, became like a total slacker stoner dude. So yeah, that's something I want to touch on, just a random thought. And another random thought that I want to touch on, so there's a lot of nudity in this movie, which is cool, you know, that's always cool, but like the the females in this movie, they had the fakest tits going on that I've like ever seen. And you could see like some underboob, you got some like scars going on, like you could, I mean, it's just so obvious. And it's like, it's some chick who weighs like 80 pounds, and she's got like triple D's. I don't think that's real, but you know what I mean, I'm just exaggerating. Like, I'm not a fan of like fake breasts, so I was not into that. But hey, you know, if people are into that, that's cool. I'm not hating. And if like ladies want to do that, you know, if they think it looks nice, that's, you know, if they're into it, cool. But like, yeah, I was like, every chick in this movie, like every chick that went topless just had like the fakest tits ever. That like these things didn't move. They look like, I don't know, man. It was freaking me out. I'm scarred for life. Like, I don't know, man. It's got to have like a little sag going on, man. This shit was just, it was like standing at attention. Like, I don't, too perky, man. That shit was, it's like uncanny valley. You see some like fake shit, you're like, man, it's not looking right. It's not gelling with me. But I don't know. That's just like a random thing. People are probably gonna think I'm a perv for even bringing that up, but I don't know. That's just something that I noticed. I just like kind of bringing up some random stuff. But other than that, I said everything that I wanted to say about this movie. Like I said, it's not the most fun movie, but it's fun enough, and it, it's it's not it's not a great stoner comedy, but it's got like a good stoner comedy vibe. It gets you in the mood. It's fun to watch around 420, and it's different than other full moon movies because it's more of a comedy, and there's no like other stoner comedies with horror elements that I can think of, so it's kind of unique, and I like the characters, so um, I would recommend it, but I would say like don't go in with super high expectations. It's not the funniest thing, it's not the best thing ever, but I think it's a fun time. It's a decent movie. I had fun with it, so yeah, definitely check it out if you're interested in looking for a stoner comedy, something to watch around 420. So with that being said, that's all I have to say, and that's the end of my review. Thank you all for watching, and peace out.